Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing out there in YouTube land? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. You're out in YouTube land. Let me know if you can hear me. Bless up, everybody. When you acknowledge me, then I can figure out whether or not I'm being heard. So if you're out there listening, you're hearing, let me know. Good evening. This is Kranky. Haven't been here for a little while. Took some time off. And I am back. I am back with enough to talk about, a lot to talk about. But it's good to be back. But I'd like to know if you can hear me. So sounds good on my end, but my end doesn't matter. It is your end that matters. So let me know if you can hear me out there in YouTube land. Bless up, Drew Ross. Who is this guy? Yeah. Change up the look. You know, it can't be one dimensional, no, Drew Ross. I have to change up the thing sometime. I will change up this guy. Oh, you can hear me? Good. I have a lot to talk about, actually. Lots been happening in a lot of different places in the world, and we're gonna have some conversations. The line is open. The line is open. Yeah. See, we have a new beard. Why? Here's the thing, people. I have to drink water for the whole evening. Throat feels dry. I don't know why. Blessings, detonation. I see One Love was here early. I decided to grow. You know, when I'm trying to grow, I haven't grown a beard since 2007. Sylvester, same don't like the new look. Sylvester, I think you should just listen and close your eyes. That's what I'll tell you, because this new look ain't changing no time soon. New glasses, new headset, new look. I mean, love my new look. You may not like a new Lester, but me love it. And the opposite sex have been giving me compliments, and that's even more important, actually. They seem to like my new look. I call it a combination look. It's a mature look, maybe confusing, all of the above. So I like it. But I was saying, I haven't grown a beard or hair in my head since 2007. I shave like 2 times a day. And I said, let me try this. Because when I grow, I get stubble and it always scratches. And I bear it out for a number of days. And I say, you know what? I like it. So, see, so without glasses, so it's different. But I put on my glasses back again. So we can't see with it. My doctor just told me I need eye surgery. I don't know what that entails. So I have to go get that done, hopefully by next month or month after next. But no, it's good. It's all good. No complaints. So I have a number of topics to talk about. A couple of things that are prevalent. Real ID deadlines, Trump new tariffs. I was listening to a program today with Trevor Noah calling out billionaires in terms of how they can spend money without spending money. Pam Bondi, the new Attorney General. Some of her quotes, which are way off base. Then we're going to talk some Champions League football. Saw the game today with Inter and Barcelona. Really interesting. NBA playoffs. I'm having fun watching the playoffs because my team is winning. And of course, we'll talk Reggae Boyz later. See, DC send me look cool. Hey, DC, that's how I'm needing a DC, man. DC send me look cool. Thank you, DC. They're not like the mature season look or the bad boy hat thing. So it's a combination looking at. So yeah, I like it. So let's talk about Real ID for a little bit, actually. You know what Real ID is, right? Whereas you have to have your ID changed. So if you have a driver's license, number to fly domestically with, or used for going to federal building. Because most people use a driver's license, not necessarily a passport. Now, it's all cool, DC. I know what you meant. So there's a deadline of tomorrow, actually, to change your ID to what they call a real ID or an enhanced ID, which allow you to fly domestic or go into or be able to access certain locations, including federal buildings. And I've been trying to do this, and my niece and never been trying to do it. But I think we have been a little bit slow in trying to do so, because trying to get an appointment to change your ID has been a challenge. And I want to fly locally, even though you guys know I hate flying. And that may be challenging. So I may have to take the bus, not a bus, but my car or train when I travel, because if I want to go out of state or whatever it is, they don't have that ID. Even though they say they have that you can fly without it now, even though the deadline was tomorrow, then they're going to give some leeway, but at some point you have to get it. So, and it's sort of an ID that's been out there since what? A long time now, came out of 9/11, where they want to have IDs which are much more secure and harder to copy and manipulate. And so the new ID super provide that. This is what it's supposed to entail. So you get a real ID or an ID to board a plane, and you got to go to other DMZ to get it. They have a lot of requirements though. So when I was looking at it today to do it, you got to have passport. I had to go try to find my social security number. You know how long I've had my social security number? I was searching all day today to find it. Finally located it. I thought I had it in one location, but it was another location. Yes, you can use a passport to fly locally, but most people don't like to use a passport to fly locally because you don't want to lose your passport and you got to try to get it back. So you have to have your social security card. You got to have your passport or birth certificate. You have to have 2 sort of utility bills or something that short. And most people nowadays are not getting utility bill by manual mail. They probably get it through the internet. So you got to probably print those out. And if you're married, you have to have proof of name change. And you can see the requirements there for real ID and then for enhanced ID. Very, very similar. I thought my ID was enhanced, but I guess it's not because I have like veteran on mine. So, but I did go to the DMV, just walk up the other day in Manhattan. Bad idea. Bless up O&ON, bless up float management. Bad idea. Didn't work. Place was packed. And so I have to go back. So if you haven't gotten it, you should make an appointment. One thing you can do, which I'm trying today, actually, to get around all of this. So if you're registered with AAA, not through your car company, but as a member, and you can get it for $2.45. And if you have additional people, it's additional $2.45. So I just registered for my niece, my nephew, and myself. They have alternative sites that you can go to that does DMV stuff. I just got an appointment for later on in May. My niece got one for earlier than I did. It may be tomorrow, actually. And my nephew's trying to get one. So instead of trying to go to like downtown Atlantic or Coney Island in Brooklyn or Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, you can go to the AAA site, sign up for the minimum. So you can cancel at any time. Go get the quicker appointment, get it done, and then you can cancel your subscription. That's what I'm doing. Owen and said the beard coming along. Yeah. Bless up, float. Yeah, Owen. We're working on it. I have to groom it more though. Not really groom right now. So if you, because then it's important to have it. Because most people don't want to fly with their passport, at least within country, when you fly out of the country. And by the way, when you fly out of the country, I'm going to try to get, hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so, try to get on an immigration attorney. Bless up, Javari. Thanks for the compliment, my son. Thanks. Some people say they don't like it. Well, one person said they don't like it. I mean, I know he must need glasses because me love it. Yeah, I would think global entry or clearer those things if you have those, which are enhanced ID. I haven't gone and looked at all of those, but I know your passport does, and I'm not sure what the requirement. I have like, I don't have clear actually or global entry. I think I tried to get global entry in Trump time and it get canceled and never got my money back. Now did I get global entry, but that's another story for another day. But the lines are long for DMV. They're ridiculous. But as I said, there's an alternate route to get that ID if you go to AAA. For example, AAA have a location, bless up Tuffy Rudy, probably about a mile from me. So that's where I'm going to go to get mine because I didn't want to go into Manhattan. But you can see on there the requirements. So make sure you don't go without the requirements. And I saw some lady online, some Jamaican lady who was in the military, who was expressing her consternation and exasperation with how she was treated at one of those locations in terms of trying to get substantiated about who she was. So people will have challenges. So try to work through that. DC says she don't like the DMV poor. Why I don't look good in them. I never really care about me look, but I didn't think that. My focus is just to get it done. You will need a passport, Lee Young, if you don't have a real ID. They actually said that tomorrow is the deadline, but I'm hearing that they may extend that because it's going to cause chaos, actually, because the DMV just aren't prepared for this. Or people wait too long to get it. Or maybe they didn't push it enough. But you will need one to fly between states, yeah. You can always drive. Plus, I do think it helps ICE, doesn't it? All these new ID stuff, it's going to tie into what ICE is doing. Now, someone was asking me the other day if why I wasn't here, if ICE sort of kidnapped me. No, ICE didn't kidnap me. It's kind of funny. So I went on a trip out west, and I took the train because I don't like to fly. It took me 6 days in total on the train, and part of the whole objective was to film my journey. You guys you can't make this up. To film my journey on this adventure that I went on, supposedly. People still have to come back and ask to hit the like button, but I know, stingy. But anyway, and I borrowed my nephew. I was going to use my iPhone to do the whole chronicling my journey, but I didn't. I borrowed my nephew's camera. He had he bought a new pocket camera. He said he paid decent money. I think he paid $700 for it. And he's just started a YouTube channel, which I'm going to promote at some point, but not today. And he wanted, he said I could use it. And I was like, yes, it's going to come out brilliant, going to come out beautiful. I'm going to chronicle the whole journey. I took Amtrak, by the way. And let's just say I totally messed up. I was filming about 3 times the speed I was supposed to. I don't know what happened, but I click it. It seemed to be recording normally. I come home trying to download the film, and it's a total lost. I use all the handbrake, all the software trying to get it to normal speed. Ain't happening. Bless up Chris Smith. Bless up Tough Rudy. Tough Rudy says you need to get global entry, especially when entering the country. Plus, it works as TSA. Yeah, I have TSA, but I don't have global entry. So I did try to get global entry before, as I said before, in Trump's first term, and I didn't get it. I never followed up. So yeah. So anyway, I went on Amtrak. I'll say this about Amtrak. So if you go to like countries like, if you go to Japan, if you go to Hong Kong, if you go to China, I think Hong Kong is more subway. And maybe because they have newer infrastructure. I think Japan has been a while. The trains are nice. They're good. If you go to China, they're first class, whatever. And you come and take Amtrak. You go out west. And it's not cheap, people. Let me tell you, my fare to go to out west and come back to New York was more than a round trip first class ticket. One way was almost the same as a first class ticket to go both ways, actually. Because I took a roomette. I didn't go coach because I can't do 3 days on coach. That's not happening. So it was disappointing. The conductors and others were brilliant and they were great to work with. But I'm telling you, the trains, them trains need to be retired. They need to go get some new train. Bless up. Hey, Florida, link me. When I'm done, Florida, link me. Because we got to finalize that thing. I'm definitely going to probably go. I'm going to buy my ticket probably too near. So link me, Dennis. So anyway, so that trip was good. I met some good people. And I thought I recorded all this conversation. I met people from Germany, people, mainly retired people, actually, who are taking vacation, Canadians, Germans, whatever. I was recording some of the conversation. Obviously, they didn't say I couldn't, so I did, and they were there watching me, having conversation with them. And then all that film for 6 days of stuff, which I was going to put on my channel, I've been lost. Very, very disappointing. But anyway, that's life. It happens. It happens. But no, my time off was good. My niece and nephews have been complaining that I don't give them enough time. I'm spending too much time on YouTube or preparing for my YouTube show. So I've decided to manage my time better and give my my people more time, actually, and but still do YouTube. So we'll see how that works out. Now, next item. So as I said, about 7 or 8 items I want to talk about. I'm gonna do Reggae Boyz at the end. Trump and tariffs. Now Trump want to do tariffs on international movies. I don't know who's advising Trump. He just concoct these things and it sounds good. So if you're Netflix, if you're Amazon, you do overseas shows, you film stuff overseas and you bring it back, or you records overseas, he wants to, or if you're an independent film or you make a film in Britain or whatever it is, he wants to put tariffs on it. He wants to put tariffs on everything. What Trump doesn't realize is that the US has become a service economy. It's not a manufacturing economy, it's a service economy. Ain't nobody taxing your service per se by tariffs, and that may come into play too if you really think about it. It's kind of weird the way he's thinking about some of these things, or who's advising him. And he's been a tariff baby forever, but it's at some point he's got to stop. And then he met with Carney, what was it, yesterday, and still wants Canada to be a state and all sort of nonsense and making the Canadian people very upset. And I just read an article where the people at the Canadian, their town, in every construct that you have some locations that are dependent on traffic from different regions. So if you're on the border of Canada and the US in different places, you're in Washington, for example, you may get most of your resources and your revenues from across the border. And some of these towns are not dying because Canadians are mad as hell. And they don't, the ones I met on the train say they booked their vacation already. They probably have canceled it. They thought about canceling it because they don't want to support anything US. So some of those towns are probably going to die, and this business is going to die because the Canadians don't want to support them. And that's where they get most of their revenues from, especially if you're on the US border and a lot of your traffic coming from across the border, or people trying to avoid certain tax, they're going to play that arbitrage game. So it's going to be interesting how that works out, actually. But yeah, Trump is just doing stuff, and the MAGA people love it because they have no idea what they're talking about. They don't even know what they're loving. They love Trump about certain stuff, and Trump and his billionaire friends are the one making out most. And a lot of MAGA people are not well off, but because of some of his agenda, whether it's immigration, his xenophobia, things of that nature, they love it because it makes them feel good. And if their lives are not going good, that's great for them to see other people who are more challenged. It's really funny. So it should be interesting. Now, next topic is, I was watching this thing the other day with Trevor Noah. I'm gonna play it, and he was talking about something, and I thought, Trevor, I don't totally agree with you. So Trevor Noah was talking about how Musk used his stocks in Enron to buy Twitter. I'm gonna let you hear it if I can find it. It's interesting, and then I'm gonna explain that I don't totally agree with Trevor, and here's why. Let me see if I can.
You cannot tax billionaires on the shares that they hold in a company because it is an unrealized gain. You're worth 300 billion, but we can't tax you on those stocks because you haven't sold the shares, so you don't have the money, right? But you're worth the money, but you don't have the money. And I understand the argument. They go no, you don't have it. It's just what it's worth, because it will also crash, and then you have nothing, so we can't tax you on it. Then Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter, and then he says, I'm putting up my Tesla stock as collateral. He now goes to private equity and banks and other rich people and whatever. He goes can you guys borrow me the money to buy Twitter? And then he's I want to buy Twitter because I don't want to sell any of my Tesla shares. So I want to use your money to buy Twitter. And then it's but then they're what are we loaning it against? And he's well, my Tesla shares. Then I'm going wait. So you can buy a thing based on what you have. Yes. But when we want to tax you, you can say, I don't have it. It's such a fun game that billionaires get to play because all their money is in that, right? If you earn your money as a salary, then your money just gets taxed. That's it. You cannot tax.
So let me say this. So let me say this about what Trevor is saying. So what he's saying is not wrong, right? So here's what he's saying. If I have stocks in, say, Tesla, say I have $100,000 worth of stock, I bought it for $50,000, so I've made $50,000, but I haven't sold the stock. They call that unrealized gain. You haven't realized it, meaning you haven't sold it and got the money in your hands. So you have paper of $100,000, you paid $50,000 in cash, so you made $50,000. What he's sort of inferring is that because Musk used his Tesla stock, which he hasn't sold, and we're saying you can't tax people until they liquidate the stocks or they liquidate the asset because they don't have the cash to pay you if you tax them. It's like saying I'm going to tax you on your house because you bought a house for $100,000. It's not worth $1 million. So you have to pay a tax on the $900,000 difference. Where you gonna get the money from the pay unless you sell your house? So what he's saying is that Musk has $100 million or $1 billion of Tesla stocks. He want to buy Twitter. He go to somebody and say, no, I have these stocks, but I haven't sold them. You lend me the money. You have the stocks as they call collateral. So just like you do with your house with a bank, if I cannot pay you back, then you can take the stocks and sell them and get back your money. Right? Logical. Now, Trevor is basically inferring that billionaires should be taxed on their stock, but it's the same thing for the man on the street. It's the same concept. You and I can have stocks or own a house. It goes up. We don't have the money to pay it, just like the billionaire don't have the money paid on that. So how would I tax you? I would be forcing you to sell the stock. We don't want to sell it. When you say it's realized, that means you've sold it and you got the asset in your hand, then you can pay the IRS or whoever the taxing authority is. So I don't know what point Trevor's trying to make. It may sound funny and it may sound contradictory, but it's almost like you're trying to put a different standard on billionaire versus normal person. I don't buy into that. I'm not agreeing with that. I am not, because you're a billionaire or you're a millionaire or whatever it is. We should be fair. Everybody should be treated the same. So I shouldn't be taxing you or forcing you to go sell the stock to pay me when I'm not at the point I want to sell it yet. I may think the stock's going to keep going up. So why would I sell it? So I didn't agree with Trevor's perspective on that. It sounded funny and people are laughing as if it's contradictory. I think he was a little bit disingenuous, actually, when he's talking about that. That's just me. Love to hear your thoughts on that, actually. You think people should be taxed if you're a billionaire now, billionaires, I would admit, they find tax loopholes to avoid tax, right? Which is also available to all of us. So I'm gonna give you an example. If you have a house that you want to sell, and I don't want to go into too much detail, make it too complex, but say you have a property, you call it an investment property. You buy it to rent it out, and you bought it 30 years ago, and they give you 30 years to what they call depreciated. So every year you can take some expenses off it and defer the income that you get on the property. After 30 years, you can sell it. Now it's going to be what they call fully depreciated. You can actually sell the asset, and if it had gains on it, you can actually flip it for another asset and like exchange one asset for the other and defer paying the gain to a later date. And it gets even more funny that you can actually go living it for 2+ years and get some credit for gains on it. So there are ways to avoid taxes. I'm not saying anyone to evade tax, because evasion is wrong and you can go to jail for it. You can avoid taxes, and the billionaires have the accountants and the lawyers to help them manage their tax situation. So, yeah. So Joseph said, well, Kranky, your house goes up in value and is now worth millions. Your property tax is going up and you have to pay. Yeah, but there's a difference between property tax and gains on your property, right? So stocks don't have the kinds of property taxes. But property taxes are mainly to support where you live. So the infrastructure that you have, support the roads that you have, the schools that you have, right? That's what it's paying for. It's property tax. And that's in most countries have property tax. It's different from stocks. Stocks don't have that concept. And if you were to pay on your stocks, where would you get the cash on? The stocks is not, right? The stocks aren't, unless it's a dividend stock, you ain't going to have no income coming in. If it's a growth stock, for example, you want to have no income coming in to pay down on that. So it's being on a burden that is not warranted. Tuffy says, I don't see paying tax on stocks that not sold because of my stock is worth on today. Exactly. Yeah, that's true also, Tuffy, right? So then if my stock go down, do you give me some credit for taxes? If you want me to pay gain on our unrealized, which means I haven't sold it yet, so it went from 50 to 100,000. If it goes from 50 to 25, do I get a tax refund? He didn't talk about that. So it sounds good to the audience, but I think it's a little bit overstated and overrated. Now, I also was watching something the other day. I watched some of these things, and listened to Pam Bondi talk about fentanyl. Trump is big on fentanyl. The reason initially why I say it was taxed in Canada was because Canada allowed and Mexico allowed fentanyl to come across the border. It was just a sham thing for tariffs because they have trade deficit with the U.S. But he said, fine, he put that in as his rationale. And Bondi was explaining how effective Trump policies are on Tylenol. And I want to play what was said because I just think these people just lie for fun. Like, it's almost like the Republicans and MAGA people just lie because It's fun to lie. Lying is fun. So let's play what was said. I just find it really interesting, actually, when they say certain things, which to me makes no sense. But listen to this, and then we can talk about it.
Pam Bondi was on Fox News making an outrageous claim about Trump's success stopping fentanyl deaths.
Since Donald Trump has been in office, DEA has seized over 21 million fentanyl pills. That's 21 million lives saved, in my opinion.
21 million people. Just for context, 70,000 people die from fentanyl in an entire year. But we're supposed to believe that in 3 months, Trump prevented 21 million fentanyl deaths. I guess a lot more people were planning to try fentanyl this year, huh? Were you guys? Because if everyone's doing it, I'll do it. I'm not a pussy. To be fair to Bondi, she must have realized these numbers were way off because 2 days later, she corrected herself.
Since he's been in office, DEA has taken 22.2 million fentanyl pills off the streets. This is 119 million lives Donald Trump has saved since January. Pretty remarkable.
Keep in mind, the entire population of the United States is 340 million. So she's crediting Trump with saving the lives of a third of the entire country. Pam, what are you talking about? Are you on the fence? Because you sound high as right now, okay? But you know what? Bondi sobered up, she checked her math, and she realized something was off again. Because during Trump's cabinet meeting yesterday, she came back and corrected herself one more time.
President Trump, your DOJ agencies have seized more than 22 million fentanyl pills, which saved, are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives.
258! 258 million lives? What is happening here? At the rate Trump is saving lives, death will cease to exist by August. 3 days ago, Pam.
Now, I am so confused that real people, grown ass people, are listening to this garbage, and she's the Attorney General. Pam Bondi is the Attorney General saying this thing in a public domain, and some MAGA people believe it. She went from 20-something million people to 100 and something million to 250 million. The US has 340 or 330 million people. That means we're all going to be dead. We're all taking fentanyl. And as he said before, the highest number has been like 70,000. A lot of people. But we go to millions and hundreds of millions, and people, and he's trying, because everybody trying to kiss Trump, you know what, right? It's a regular thing. They're all up his, you know what, trying to make him feel good and how great he is. And he loves that. He's always been like that from the 80s in terms of people worshiping him and praising him. But you actually saying that in public and people are listening? It's amazing. Like, and then we talk about DEI. Like, you're the biggest DEI hire ever, and you're just plain incompetent. It's awful. And people actually listen to that garbage. But anyway, I thought I'd bring that to the table. It's just amazing. Yeah, but I mean, somebody gonna say he saved 258 million lives. Fentanyl has been out there forever. The highest number has been 70,000. I don't care how much they want to put off the street. I mean, everybody who took it gonna die from it. I mean, I find it appalling. I find it terrible. I think, as I said before, we're living in an alternate universe. Yeah, it looks like it, DC. It looks like it. Kellyanne, yeah, but when you exaggerate that much, she wouldn't even say a couple 100,000. She said 258 million. I wonder if she's confusing million with thousands. Like, I know you want to exaggerate, but does she understand how much people are in the US? I mean, in anywhere in the world, if you lose, I don't think we lost 258 million people in COVID. We didn't. It's asinine, seriously, but it's bad. So anyway, let's get to sports. Those are some of my topics that I want to touch on today. I go through and look for these tidbit stuff and have conversation about them. So Champions League. So today, we had a Champions League semifinal, right? And I want to talk Champions League and talk NBA. Champions League semifinal, where even a little bit mixed up because I'm going Reggae Boyz last, where Barcelona played Inter, and then tomorrow we have Arsenal play PSG. Now, I find the Barcelona-Inter game to be strange. They tied 3-3 in the first leg. Both games, Inter went out to 2-0 lead and Barca pulled them back. Barcelona defense, they play a high line. They're young, but they just clueless defensively. They all can play. They all go with the ball at their feet. And Inter just looked tired. Am I the only one who thought Inter just looked leggy today? Even though they rest over the weekend, they didn't play their best team. The rest of the play, they just looked leggy. They were slow. They looked leggy, but they scored goals. They scored 3 goals in that game because Barca is a shamble defensively. They're very good technically, and offensively they're very good, but they gave up 7 goals in 2 games. And Inter, to me, is not a prolific scoring team. So nobody was playing defense. So it's a really interesting games, actually. Tycoon said, today the fans won a great game. The ref was... I don't know if the game was great. I think the game was entertaining, but I don't think the football was great. Good goal scorers. Yamal is ridiculous as a player. I think his age paper is not right. He looks young, but he plays like a grown-up. Can't think he's like, 17, 18, whatever the age is. He plays like a grown-up. And he's going to be great going forward for Barcelona. But I just thought the game was a little bit strange. And the emotion just kept switching. First, Inter was happy, and you saw they keep switching to their president and the administration team, and then Barca came back, and they switched to them, and then Barca went ahead, and then Inter came back, and then Inter went ahead. They just looked tired to me, though. Dr. Dan said, where have you been, Kranky? I'm doing well, Dr. Dan. I've been traveling. You see my profile has changed a little bit. I now have a lot of grayness, but there's something here of black, so it's not totally gray. This is not dye, people. This is how the hair has grown, whether it's gray hair and then half black up here, half dye. I've been on the road, Dr. Dan, but I'm back. So I'm going on the road again next month. I may go to Jamaica. I'm still trying to work that out, but we'll see if that works out. But it's on the thing. It's on my it's on the agenda. I've been to Jamaica in a minute, so I need to get down there and hang out. But no, the game was an interesting game. I think whoever wins the Arsenal PSG round will win the tournament. I know Inter beat Arsenal 1-0, I think, in the earlier rounds. But I wasn't overly impressed with Inter. They have good players. I wasn't overly impressed with them. I think Barcelona defense is just not the best. Dr. Dan said, I need some yard food. Bless up, Mr. Helm. So now it's been interesting watching those games. And tomorrow Arsenal plays. Arsenal problem is we have only won 1 of the last 5 Premier League games. I think we have 3 draws, 1 loss, 1 win. We don't have a center forward, and Martinelli can't score. I mean, he scored against Real Madrid, but he's not consistent. Saka is still up and down. We don't have a center forward. Trossard is not the answer. Marino is not the answer. They've done okay. And my manager, and I keep saying this from the last 3 years, cannot game manage his gateway of a paper bag. His game management is atrocious. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I think his preparation, I think his knowledge, I think his how he set his team up. You can see they work well on the training field. It's all great. But when he has to manage a game and make some incisive decisions, he's awful. Saturday, the man brought on 3 players with 5 minutes left. And Odegaard is struggling when the team is not playing well, when he needs some infusion of just anybody, just bodies. And you just watch him thinking, you're clueless, man. You keep doing that and just annoy me. Just like I don't like Tibbs either for the Knicks, by the way. So maybe I have a problem with coaches. Come on, Kranky, give him some credit to strength. Who are you talking about, Dr. Dan? Which team, Dr. Dan, are you talking about? Would you say his management is a big reason why you guys lost the lead? I don't know if that. No, I think injuries are our biggest issue. Actually, I think injuries has been injuries have been a problem. Well, his decision not to buy a center forward. He went on about Calafiori, and he had Tomiyasu, who didn't play all year. He had White, he had Timber, he had Zinchenko, he had Louis Kelly, You didn't need another left back who's been injured most of the year, by the way. You need a center forward. He paid 40-something million for Calafiori. When he bought Havertz the year before for 68 million, and Havertz is the highest paid Arsenal player, he needs a center forward. He needs an 8 or a 10. So I have no idea what he's doing. Oh, Ernest. All right, Ernest. See, you're under a different name. Oh, so Dr. Dan's talking about Inter. Yeah, they play to their strength, but Barca's defense is weak. It's been weak. Barcelona's defense is weak. It's been weak, especially in the middle. And they paid for it. They're good, and they play a very high line. I don't understand why Inter went offside a couple of times, which is they've been playing high line and dangerous high line. They play like Liverpool played when Klopp first came. They would come out when the ball get kicked. You know what you do? You run somebody off them. So you stay up with them. The people who are there beside them, don't go for the ball. Run somebody from deep to go get the ball. I am not impressed with some of these coaches. I'm telling you, just not impressed. They don't make good decisions. They don't think creatively. They just do the basics. They do basic. 1 second, you people. They do the basic, and everybody trades them like they're the greatest thing to slice bread. So, Dre says Arteta is a one-dimensional coach. Never see him a tactical change. Yeah, he doesn't. His game management doesn't let you walk feeling comfortable. Some people, when they see them manage games and they make some this. I'll give you an example the other day. Steve Kerr playing against Houston. They probably should have done it earlier. And realized they're getting killed inside and they can't stay in front of them. And you know what he do? He went zone. Game change. Houston can't shoot from outside. Brilliant in-game management. And Steve Kerr is known for that, right? He's a good mind. Arteta don't have that impress me. Never impressed me with his game management. From 4 years ago, I think it was, we played Manchester United and we're down 2-1. About 15, 20 minutes left. The man put on about 10 forward. They have no idea where they're playing. Crazy. Yeah, Lamar is a real deal. He's brilliant. So tomorrow Arsenal plays PSG. It's going to be a tough ask for us to beat them because we don't have a center forward. We don't have a person up front who can do something exceptional. It's just plain vanilla stuff. Trossard is not the answer. Marino's been decent, but he's not a center forward. And Partey's back, so that should help. But this weekend he wasn't that great. But he's a brilliant midfielder. By the way, people, I think if you're from the JFF, I would suggest you go talk to somebody like Partey, come to Jamaica and give some lessons to our midfielders because we can't produce midfielders who are world class in Jamaica. We need people who have that insight, that perspective, that brain, that knowledge to impart some of that to people who play in that middle of the park. So JFF, you say you know a lot of people, go get him. I have to come to Jamaica and provide some of that knowledge to us. We could use it. He's a brilliant midfielder. So I'm going to go to NBA and then come back to Reggae Boyz. So give me a sec. So NBA has been really interesting so far. First round, interesting. Second round, all the road teams have won so far in the 3 semifinal being played now. Cleveland lost to Indiana. They're going to have trouble with Indiana. Because Indiana can shoot the ball, they move the ball, they run off made baskets. It's going to be tough for Cleveland. Cleveland is hurting. Garland is injured. Then they have like 2 or 3 people injured. Mobley, I think, has an injured ankle. And who's that come off the bench? They have the main player off the bench from Atlanta. He's also nursing injury, so they may be in trouble. Yeah, Dr. Don. Now, Partey is an exceptional midfielder. Exceptional. And here we're going to get, I've been calling for him to get a contract from God knows when. I think they're going to give him an extension, actually. So Cleveland lost to Indiana. In fact, they got Mitchell took 33 shots to get 30 points. That's not good. Boston played my Knicks last night. I must tell you, people, when I get frustrated, I just like turn the TV off sometimes. But last night I didn't turn it off. We're down 20 in the third quarter. And Boston is kicking on you know what. And they decided they're going to keep shooting threes, and they stopped missing them. Hunter. Thank you, Joe Ross. Hunter. They decided they're going to keep on shooting threes. And they took, 60-something threes and made, 15? They missed 40 plus, whatever the number is. Crazy. Crazy. They kept bombing away, and we just kept rebounding and doing the same thing. Now, we have some good players. Not all played well. Towns, Thibodeau, let me say this to you, Thibodeau. Towns can't guard himself. He's like Alexander Arnold playing right back. Can't defend himself. Why don't you go zone sometimes? Put him at the back of the zone. He can't go out front. You don't have the foot speed. You don't have the foot movement to stay with those people in front of him. You can't keep in front of him. And he can always foul with his body. He's not even foul trying to block the shot. Go zone sometimes. Give him a break. Start creating one-on-one. Because they put him in pick and roll 24/7 and he can't recover. He gets isolated in a guard or any of the wings and he's struggling. Try something different to keep him out of foul trouble. And even the other day when we played Detroit, he put Robinson in the game when 5 fouls were committed already. So every time they get the ball, they just foul Robinson. Put him in before we get to the 5th foul. Let him go and rebound his block shot and stuff. And then when he gets to 5th foul, you take him out because he can't shoot free throws to save his lick. We missed about 14 free throws last night and still won the game because Boston kept jacking up threes. Now, Brunson is Mr. Clutch. He's been the Mr. Clutch player all season. He wasn't as clutch in the last 2 minutes of the game, though. He had 2 turnovers and missed 2 shots in regulation, but his team bailed him out. Bridges, who is a good player, but doesn't deserve to be acquired with 5 first-round pick or 4 first-round pick. He was missing like crazy yesterday, too. And you can imagine me in front of my team with Bridges, but he came through in the end, had a big 3 and stole the ball from Brown at the end. So, but Anunoby is the one I think he's going to be the difference maker because he was just a jump shooter at one point. He's a brilliant defensive player, but now he's going to the basket. He improved his handle, but now he's going to the basket, so it's a good thing. Towns is up and down. Foul trouble gets him in problem, right? And I think what Towns does is force the game sometimes. What Towns should do is just go in the low block. Stop shooting threes. You can shoot threes brilliantly, but when you shoot threes, the rebounds are long. You don't get fouled. If you're in the block, you either get fouled or you get your own rebound when you're close to the basket. That's why it's important. I know threes are important. If you shoot 40% from 3, it's like shooting 60% from 2. I understand that. But you're not going to get fouled out there really, and you're going to get your own rebound. And also, you're not going to draw the double team when you go down there to give somebody else a freedom to get an open shot. I just don't like how Tibbs coach. There is no set plays. Once in a while, they have a set play. It's all isolation basketball. It's just, he's not. People keep talking about how great he is, and he carried the second round of playoff 2 years in a row. I'm not buying Tibbs. But anyway, we won last night. Let's see how we do tomorrow. Because we don't play that well at home. We lost 2 to Detroit at home. So, but we're great on the road. It's almost like we're afraid of Madison Square Garden. So it's interesting. Yes, it was an exciting finish in both games. We did well. Silver Fox, yes. I like my new beard. Drew Ross, you make a brilliant point. I said to myself, if I'm Towns, I'm 7'3", whatever it is, 7'2". I'm a brilliant technical basketball player. I'm gonna go to the gym and become a bodybuilder. I'm gonna be like Shaq-like body. I'm just gonna just overpower people down low and just beat them up. I don't think he has that in him, though. I don't think he's built that way. But you're right. If he goes to the gym and build up that body and get stronger, maybe take off a few weight, he'll be exceptional player because his touch is brilliant. But he doesn't do that. And then we had Oklahoma last night playing Denver. Now, look, we all can be Monday morning quarterback, but let me just say this. That was some of the most awful coaching ever. Like, awful coaching. I'm going to give you an example. Oklahoma has the ball out of bounds, 13 seconds left. They pass the ball to Shea Alexander. They're up by 1, by the way. After Denver was down by like double digit late in the 4th quarter, right? You have the ball. 30 seconds left. They passed the ball to Shea. He went in and dunked. Was that a good play, people? I have a question for you. Was that a good play? I'm curious to hear answers. He went to the basket and dunked, so they're not up by 3. Was that a good play? I'm curious. Because I'm sitting there watching thinking, who coached this team? Good Drew Ross. Here's what's a bad play. When he caught the ball, there's nobody around him. He go to the basket. He had a man, his own player to the right? And a defender close to his other player. If he dribbled the ball, he's going to take at least 6 seconds off the clock. It's 13 seconds, 6 or 7, even more. And if they approach him, he probably could pass the ball to somebody else and run the clock down more. Because it's a clock management at that point. If you get fouled, you're going to go to the line. Still could have been the same outcome as you have because Russell passed the ball to what's his name and he scored. But I thought it was such a dumb play because he's also a brilliant free throw shooter. And Holmgren obviously choked in the tough situation, or let me say he missed 2 free throws. But if he goes there and then they're playing the foul game, they're fouling. And wait. And after he scored, They had a foul to give. They foul right away. What are you thinking? Use that foul smartly. Let them dribble the ball for a while. You got to make sure they don't get put in upward motion to shoot, because they're not going to shoot some bad shot. So as they get close to you, up to the 3-point line, you foul them, and then maybe if you want to play that foul game, you're going to foul them no time off the clock. So you're creating more time for things to occur. It's the worst of the coaching. In that, people get fired for that nonsense. And then he's trying to justify it afterwards. That's how we play. No, it's stupid what you did. It may be how you play, because some people don't want to give you the chance to shoot the three. They probably shoot the free throws, and then they get the rebound, and they play a free throw game with the assumption you're going to make your own free throw, which they didn't. But you got to make sure the clock is moving. The clock wasn't moving. No, the coach showed his youth. Because the coach is the one who made the decision, Drew Ross, about what they should do. The coach showed his youth. It was dumb. It was dumb. So tonight we have what? Golden State playing the Timberwolves, and the second game with Cleveland. It's going to be interesting. But I didn't think that was overly smart. I just didn't. And do I expect us to beat Boston? No, I don't, because I think Boston probably still have the best team. All 5 of their starters are very good players. Porzingis was hurt last night, or sick, I guess. But I do expect us to give them a better fight, because the Knicks was built to play against Boston. They got the 2 wings, Bridges and Anunoby, who are very good defensive players and also decent offensive players, to play against Tatum and Brown. That was the whole construct. And they have Towns to match up or overpower who's in the center, and Brunson can hold his own, and Hart does everything, right? Hart is the heart of the team. So at the end of the day, but that's just 5. We don't have a bench. And I don't know why Tibbs doesn't play some other people off the bench. He just have them in Siberia. He gives Payne a run, give McBride a run. But Ochoa, he ain't giving him a run. And he can shoot free throws better than Robinson. He can rebound the ball, and he can play some defense. I just find it weird. Jason said Brown is banged up. Yeah, he is banged up. We have a chance, but I don't know what the chance is. At one point, Boston had he should get time. I don't know. I don't rate Tibbs. If we lose in like 5 games, they should fire Tibbs. I don't rate Tibbs at all. I think Tibbs overplay players. I think Tibbs doesn't have a lot of strategy. He's a defensive coach. Offensively, we don't get easy basket. Brunson go create something like, we don't create a lot of easy basket, easy off timeouts or easy baskets in terms of set plays. You need that to mix up your offense. We don't have that. All right. So last item, because I'm not doing more than an hour, people. I'm getting seasoned. You see my gray beard? I'm getting old. I'm reducing my time on this channel. I'm taking my niece and nephew's advice, so I'm not staying long. I do like an hour show, hour and a half show, not 2 and 3 hours anymore. So Reggae Boyz. So I haven't been following a lot of Reggae Boyz stuff, I must admit. I kind of tune out from YouTube a lot. I watch a couple of things, but not a ton of stuff. I did do one show, I think. When did I do that show? Week before last? I did a quick show. People thought I was taking something because I sounded hype. I was hype. I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep for like a day and a half, so I was a little bit hype. But just in terms of Reggae Boyz, so we have the Unity Cup, then we have World Cup qualifiers, and then we have the Gold Cup. Sometimes you wanna curse, but it's not the right forum to curse because you just think this thing's asinine. Why are we playing Unity Cup at this point? Like who decided to do that? The players, all of them who play football, but it's JPL, they're playing Siberia, just had a long season. Season done in May. They expect to get a week or so or 2 weeks off before them. Not even that much, come play World Cup qualifiers and then go to play Gold Cup. And we're going to play some Unity Cup? Really? 2 games too? Really? We that desperate for some money? I saw the JFF getting a lot of sponsorship. About 4 sponsorship in the last week or 2. Stewart coming on board, Chip Company coming on board, also the company. Money I run. Dennis tell me, say, they no longer have a going concern. Their finances are good. Why are we going to the Unity Cup? Look, I think we should play football where Jamaicans reside, whether it's the States or England or whatever. But the timing, and people are going to say, well, when is the timing right? I don't know, but it just doesn't seem right to me. We'll come to that. One love, boy. I'm impatient. So I did check on that before I came on the show, actually, from a source. I need to sometimes confirm my sources. It can't just go one source. You get a chance to do that because I say I've been out of pocket a little bit. But by the way, if you haven't subscribed or hit the like button or share, please do so. It's the first time I'm saying that since I've been on actually this evening. But I understand the Unity Cup. Now I understand that going to be I was talking to somebody from the JFF who's involved in all this, and they tell me that it's going to be JPL players and some English players and blah blah blah. But you have to have, I think you have to have passport because required by the Nigerian Federation or something. That's what I was told. I don't know how accurate that is. Right? So it's not one of those games where we had Pinnock and Moore and all those people playing in Austria who may not have their papers. You can't do that. Now, in terms of papers, obviously they're working on papers for a number of players. It's my understanding that we may get bless up Bessa's document. Tuffy said, trying there should be more than 8 local players in the squad for Unity Cup. Should only be JPL. There should be no more than. Here's what's funny about that. So JFF complain about flying people from like in England to come here. For certain, they don't want to fly too many people. They already have enough because it's expensive. So what? The JPL players are flying economy. Is that what's happening? They're not flying business class. Must be that's what's happening. You can fly some of JPL players over. It's my understanding that a number of JPL players will be invited to this to play. So there will be JPL players there. But I guess the question is, how does that work from a cost standpoint? It must be a very lucrative thing to be going to play those games. I have friends in England who are going to the games, but I heard the planning and marketing has been atrocious. That's what I was told. That's what I've been informed. As I see the public forum where the planning and marketing has not been good. They're not discounting ticket prices. So I don't know who's doing the planning and marketing, but whoever it is, you need to improve because the feedback is not great. No, I don't think that's happening, Tuffy. I'm not sure too many of them are going to be involved. I haven't gotten all the details in Unity Cup, so I shouldn't say that actually. But it's my understanding the marketing, and I saw somebody sent me some projections for the Unity Cup. I would say those projections are ambitious. They're beyond ambitious. The numbers I looked at, I said to the people, "This is very." What was said to me, "This is very ambitious. Doesn't make any sense." They're like, "Nope." If I can find it, I have it here someplace. I won't go through all the numbers, by the way. But it was not. When I looked at the numbers, I'm like, this is not logical. This doesn't make any sense. So I followed with the person. They're like, yeah, don't make any sense to me either. So yeah. But I don't know who came up with those projections, but they're not realistic projections. JPL players have been in the shop window. Well, if that's the case, then you know what? So now they're not in the shop window for World Cup qualifiers, and we have the best team because we don't go to the World Cup. The organizers are buying the ticket rights. Yeah, I don't know how that's working, Jason, but it's not the prettiest thing actually. From what I'm hearing, it's not the prettiest thing. That needs to change. It's tough actually. It's tough for national teams to have games with their best players against competition in friendlies because the windows are so packed. The calendar is so packed, I should say. I said the window, but the calendar is so packed. It's very, very hard because everybody want to generate revenues and generate money, right? So it's difficult. It's difficult. Josie Brown says, well, if the fact is here that the squad going to be most semi-final players who lost don't know why they would shell up money to do that. Yeah, I don't think it's cheap either because I heard a friend of mine he posted how much he was paying. I don't think I thought it'd be like £10, but I think it's more than that for each match. I think it's more than that actually. So don't know what the exact number is, but I know he had bought 5 tickets for him and his family for the game. But I hope it works out well. I hope it's profitable. I hope we get a lot of players get an opportunity to play. My understanding is, and I've said this on my last show actually, that there's about 5 players who may come this window, and I'll mention them quickly because we've talked about them before ad nauseum, so I'm not saying anything new. And this is still the expectation. Obviously, I expect Greenwood to be here. I expect Lewis Baker to be here. I expect Tyrese Campbell, who plays for Charlton with Dixon, to be here. I expect Mothersill. Who am I missing? I'm missing one person, but I'm sure I have a list here someplace. I'm missing one person, but it's 5 is my expectation. Now, that may not materialize, frankly, but my expectation is that we'll probably get about 5. Oh, the kid that plays at Marseille, Jonathan Rowe, He already has his papers anyway. So it should be 5 players. Of those players, who I think can be immediate contributors, Lewis Baker, Greenwood, Tyrese Campbell. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were pushing back on me around, because I said, if Tyrese comes in the team, the way he's playing, I'd play him over Bailey and Gray. I know he's in League One. I watch him play, and they thought I was crazy. And I was like, because you guys are looking at reputation. How much football has Bailey played in the last 4 or 5 months? Ain't a ton of football. Came on the other day, but he ain't playing a ton of football. Gray's playing in Siberia, so I don't know. That makes sense. Joseph said the JFF are hypocrites when it comes from UK airfare, too expensive, but the same flights in the opposite direction. All of a sudden, they can swing it. Yeah, well, maybe they have more leeway with players who are in the JPL. Maybe they can have them take economy versus business class, because I'm sure the English players are not flying no business class, not flying no economy. Maybe the JPL players fly premium economy or something like that. Maybe the sponsorship is nowadays they can afford it. I know if I'm a football player, I'm not flying. I'm not even flying economy going to the UK. That's not happening. Yeah, no, it's a long flight. It's what, 6.5 one way, 7.5 one way. I'm not. If you're a football player and you're supposed to play games, you need as much rest and sleep as possible. So you want to lie down. You're not getting that in unless the plane is not full. You're not getting that in economy. So I don't know why they would want to have separate treatment or differential treatment for the players. But it's 5 players who'll be coming in. There are a couple more players out there who are on the horizon, but their papers are way in the back or haven't been formalized yet. So until that materializes, I will mention them. But it's a good thing that we get. Now, I know that there's the whole local versus diaspora going to kick up itself again. People can complain all they want. We need better players. So we get our butts kicked by the US. We need better players. Yeah, no, the JFF says that the Greenwood situation is still the same. That's what the JFF says. So I expect Greenwood to be here. That's all I'll say. Wait. Is it 2,500 for economy, Dr. Don, or for business? I would never fly economy that far. Maybe premium economy, because it's all about leg room. I don't care about first class, to be honest, or business class, to be honest, because I don't drink. I don't like paying food, and those are the amenities. I listen to my music. I have my Bose headset, so I don't really care. I just want to sleep on the plane because I hate flying. And the best flight I've ever had, I flew business class from Heathrow to JFK. I took some pills. I woke up at JFK, people. Not very, very groggy. I told you, the best flight. I went to the plane at Heathrow. I was in business class. I think I was working on one of these companies. And I took 2 pills, knocked my little butt out. Best flight ever. Someone's like, suppose the plane crashes. Like, exactly. I'm sleeping. I would just stay permanently sleeping. 15-hour flight. You know what the worst flight I've ever had? Flying to those locations. So I flew 12 hours from New York to Japan, business class. Japan Airlines. Middle of seat. Worst flight ever. Thought it was in economy. Okay, you can't put anything under the seat because the middle seats are going to, and it was awful. And it wasn't the biggest seat either. And I sound a little bit, I don't want to sound terrible with this, but they didn't build the plane for nobody who's 6 foot, 190 pounds. They didn't build it for us. They built those planes for those business class for different people's seat. It was awful. It was awful. Yeah, King J, best flight. That's my best flight ever. So I had 2 flight stories. That flight was life ever. My worst flight ever was this. I hate flying. So I used to go to my doctor and say, I need sleeping pills, I took a flight I'll come back to the football people. I took a flight from Orlando to New York. It was a business trip. I had some colleagues with me on a plane. And I took my pill, right? Because you're supposed to take the pill 20 minutes before takeoff. Took the pill. We go up, nothing happened. And I hate taking off, and I love landing, by the way. I don't care what's going on with landing if the plane is good. I don't care. I'm going to land. So about 10 minutes of the flight, I took another pill. Let's just say it was not a good idea. In fact, it was a horrible idea. My friend I won't say a friend, a colleague of mine was on the plane. She told me that, you got off the plane and you look like you were drunk. And we asked you to get your suitcase and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get it. And you were talking gibberish We took you, got your suitcase, put you in a car, send you home. I'm thinking, how did I get in my house? I have no idea. But those pills, and I say I'll never do that again. If I took the pill and it doesn't work, I'm not taking another pill. Not a good thing. I'm trying. I did it from Italy best friend. No, I took Emirates Toffee I flew from New York to Bombay. What's Bombay name now? Forget the new name. India. But I flew through the Middle East and I took it to the Middle East and then you up on another plane. You're right. Emirates is awesome. Emirates is awesome. First of all, it was a huge plane. So there ain't no turbulence in that damn plane. It was big. It was 2 levels. I wasn't in first class. The first class was the other level. I was in the business class. But you can sleep. You have your own pod. There was Wi-Fi on the plane for most of the journey. I watched Premier League game. So it helped me to watch Premier League game. I don't really sleep on planes. When I used to fly to Hong Kong or Tokyo, I would be up 12 hours straight, no sleep. And then I would die when I get to my location because I just hate flying. But no, when I flew to India, November 2023, I did fly Emirates. I would fly Emirates again. It's awesome. Now, I took 2 Juros. I took 2. The second one totally just messed me up. Totally. King J say hate flying. Yeah, I know. Mumbai, DC. Yes, Mumbai. I did go to Mumbai. I had a team over there. Actually, it was helping me doing something now. By the way, people, I have a team in India working with me to put together a website. I'm coming out with a website in June, so I want you guys to support my website. So as soon as I put it out there, I want you guys to come support the website. Don't and give me feedback too. I said that before, way back when, but I was supposed to publish a website already, but they've been a little bit slow. So we're gonna at least go live by June 1. And it's just a regular website. That's just regular news, sports, international news. Because I want to have my own little media thing versus going to ABC, CBS for their nonsense, or New York Times, which I used to subscribe to, which I don't anymore because I don't like what they're doing. I think they're partial in how they write and what they write. So anyway, so it's a one-man show. So I won't have articles every day, at least not every. It wasn't like a regular newspaper, but it should be decent. So you guys give me feedback on it. And I would love those feedback. Actually, I have some people giving me feedback now, but I would love your feedback when I go live, and I want you to sign up and subscribe to the newspaper. All right, or the website, not newspaper, even though it's like a newspaper, frankly. But no, flying is. I'm gonna go to Jamaica soon, so I better get over it. I gotta talk to him. I gotta go to my doctor and ask him I asked my doctor for some. Something you ask doctor for pills, they refuse to give them to me, or they pretend like they don't know what I'm talking about. And so I'm gonna have to trade in one of my doctors. I'm gonna trade her in. I'm gonna find another doctor. I need those pills to go to sleep. Seed to scene phone calls. Okay. Yeah, no, but it was interesting. Bless up, Ty. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. But back to the Reggae Boyz. I'm looking forward to the new additions to the squad. I know that Bobby Reed is injured. Pinnock is always injured nowadays. Pinnock is always in and out. Pinnock is 34, You expect him not to play every single game. We need a replacement for Pinnock. Not we're trying to get rid of him, but we need a backup for Pinnock to take his slot. We need a left-footed center back. We don't really have any. Bernard is not left-footed. Lowe is not left-footed. King is not left-footed. Even Lati Baudier, who I think can play, is probably one of the better defenders. He's not left-footed. So we need a left-footed center back. We don't seem to have any right now out there to fit in that role. He's 31. I thought he was 34. Maybe I'm mixing up with Parto, who I think is 39. Even though they say he's like 32. That's just me. I am looking forward to the World Cup squad. I'm looking forward to the World Cup squad actually because I expect those new players to come in, and I'd like to see how he makes decisions. The question for me is this, people. So, Tyrese Campbell plays at Charlton with Dixon. Now, I'm a Dixon supporter, as many of you know. But will we play Dixon over Tyrese Campbell, even though Tyrese Campbell is a starter, played like 46 games for Charlton? Not a prolific scorer. I think he's about 7 or 8 goals and a couple of assists or 1 assist. But I watch him play both live and Memorex, meaning on tape, and he's a very good player. Very good player. Skillful, quick. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. Are they going to play Dixon over him, even though Dixon struggled to get into the squad or make the bench and he's a regular starter? We'll see how that works. No, I'm not wearing any diamond stud. But my glasses is a name brand glasses. I'll just say that. But no, oh no, and I'm a poor man trying to survive in retirement. As you can see, I can't even afford to shave anymore. So I'm gray up. I can't afford to shave anymore. I'm not wearing studs either. Oh no, not into that. I'm very old fashioned when it comes to those things. I see like people like Michael Jordan doing that. Women wear those things. Women wear earring, the wear studs. Man, I wear them thing there. That's me, old school. No wear them thing there. We're not going to part there. We're not doing that. Not at all. That's not happening. Rich man wear a beard. No, people who can afford to shave wear beards. That's what happened. No, I agree, Chris. He's a very good player. I watch him play live, and I watch him play on tape because I really want to see him. Somebody was telling me about him and wanted me to promote him, and I watched him play and say, he's a very good player. He's a very good player. I hope the coach likes him. I'm prepping for a recession. Yes. You got to cut out certain things, you know. So you have to cut out indulgence. You have to cut out certain things. Here's the thing, people. There are things that you need and things that you want. Right? And sometimes we conflate the two. You don't need a Mercedes-Benz. You may need a car, but you don't need to have a Benz, which is much more expensive, and insurance is expensive, and maintenance is expensive. In fact, people should probably buy electric cars nowadays because the maintenance is much less, except if it's crashed, you have a battery problem, then you should be insured. Elon Musk, can he make it? I hope not. Sadler. First of all, Sadler, I would never be that rich because I would give the money away. I would never be that rich. I think it's sick to be that rich. Seriously. Does he have his passport? He has his citizenship, Richard Green. So you just have to get his passport, which should be too difficult, right? He's a Jamaican citizen. He's already got his citizenship. He's working on the passport. So he should have his passport. No, I'm not part of any movement. No, I'm not. No. Come on, RR. Come on, RR. Don't do that. The beard is just something different. I'm trying something different. Thank you, Denver, for telling me that. Because I get very, very. I'm not homophobic. Let me just say that. But when you use the word love, it's an interesting word to use. But so I'm glad you're female. Yeah, man, I'm good. He's a very good player. He's young. He's 21, two people. 21. So we have young player. Mother still young, him young. So we have more young players coming to the squad. They're playing decent. Wow. Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. We'll see if my theory about Jamaica having a quota for the senior team. And by the way, I want to talk about something. So I saw this article I was reading, I was listening to some channel talking about what's happening in the JPL with Mount Pleasant and the person who run Cavaliers and people complaining about him snitching and all that. Let me say some people. And what happened with Mount Pleasant registering players and the conflict with the Asian team. And that. Let me say some people. If you have a team in a league and somebody does something that's not appropriate, I know the JFF is involved and JFF approves certain things. But if you do something like what happened with KC when we registered too many people and the opposition, they should squeal on you to get the benefit of the doubt. I have no problem with that. If you want to call it snitching, what are you talking about? It's competition. It's money. It's winning. If you want an unfair advantage because you got resources and somebody call you out and you get penalized, don't blame the person. Don't say this person is XYZ because they want to win. Of course they want to win. All is fear in love and war. That's how it works. If Mount Pleasant did something incorrectly and people are saying most thing they did was right, one or two things here and there, they should be called out and they should be penalized. I have no problem with that because that means you were cheating. Now, I know that the club in Haiti was probably more blamed for, I think they registered 5 players for a game and the thing was that they were just 6 or 7, whatever. 6 is allowed. But at the end of the day, if I'm competing with you and you want to get an unfair advantage, I'm going to call you out. Now, I may be wrong, but I'm going to call you out. Mm-hmm. They find 25,000. Peanut that. They own a multimillionaire. Peanut money that. But maybe that's the fine that for any team. Yeah, but that was the fine anyway. Yeah. Thanks, Selector. Appreciate it, Pancho. Appreciate it. Javar says no right back, no left back, no striker. No, we have a right back and a left back. To me, Lati can play a right or left back. Striker is a problem. Of course, it's possible, but you got to be made up of people who are overseas. Bless up, AC. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. No, of course, it's possible to do that actually, but I think Jamaica has become much more open to bringing on board diaspora personnel. Look, the problem we have is it's multifaceted. We need to improve the football in Jamaica. I understand the Jamaica perspective, if you live on an island, and all these so-called foreigners coming into my team and local players can get a chance. But if we had a track team where time matters and competition matters and you don't run the right time, you ain't going to be in the team in the first place, much to be talk about the local versus overseas. So we have people who run distance. What's the name of the girl from England now? Run the distance. We have nobody run distance. She come run. She's the best distance runner, and her time is improving, and she's getting better, and she makes the team because we have nobody else there. Well, to me, the concept is the same. If you're not good enough, because you play in the JPL, and you're not at the level required to compete at the highest level, then blame the system we have in Jamaica. Don't blame the diaspora players who may be better than you and who got better coaching. We got to improve. Right? We got to improve. We have to improve. Yeah, I know, Chris, but I think they experiment with Joel a lot, right? He's a very versatile player. I watched Joel up live and on TV, and I'm impressed with Joel. I'm not impressed with him in midfield, even though I think he's one of the hardest worker on the team, and he's fiery and he plays hard. And by the way, people, when you talk about people who want Jamaican passport, there are certain players, and there's one in the pipeline now, not in the 5, who are dying to play for Jamaica people. Like Lati Bordier was one of them, because I've been told by a good source. He pushed to get his papers, like kick down the door, do everything he can to get him papers to play for Jamaica. He was that adamant about doing it. There's another player who's doing that right now. I can't say who the players is, who's pushing to get to get his papers, and it's been a challenge. So there's some players, people say, oh, they only want to play when they're older, or they don't want to play because they can't make England. There's some players who grew up in an environment where they just want to play for Jamaica. They don't care. They probably haven't been to Jamaica. Bless up, jobless. They want to play for Jamaica. There's one of them right now, want to play for Jamaica, dying to play for Jamaica, pushing to get his papers in, good enough to play for Jamaica. But sometimes it's a difficult process. There's a view that the current administration, not the JFF, is not receptive to the JFF to get the players them naturalized. There's no extra effort being made. Somebody sent me a comparison between the two parties about how people get naturalized. There's night and day between the two parties. And by the way, it's my understanding that the current PNP head has met with the coach of the national team. It was my understanding that the head of the country has met with the coach of the national team. Just saying. It's just Kranky's view. Not casting aspersion, just giving you observations being provided to me. It's my job to deliver you the news. I don't say why Kranky takes side in politics. Nope. No care about no JLP and no PNP. Just call it like me see it. What level are you playing? He's playing in one of the top 5 leagues in the world. That's all I'll say. He's playing in one of the top 5 leagues in the world. He's not in the EPL. He's playing one of the top 5 leagues in the world. That's all I'll say. But he's a decent player. And he'll help the team. Yeah, and by the way, there's some people. Let me tell you how this works, people. So here's how this works. There'll be players who are vacillating. They're challenged. They want to play for England, but they love Jamaica, but they grew up in the English system. So they're like, I have the chance to play for England. I'm 21, 22, 23, 24. But it's not happening, right? They love Jamaica. They grew up in Jamaica. Also, the Jamaica food, Jamaica music. I can see people like Declan Rice, I sing yard music, or Palmer from Chelsea, and grew up on Jamaican music. They love Jamaica, but they're English. They should want to play for England. I'm sorry, but they should want to play for England. But they want to play for Jamaica too. So it's a balancing act. But some of those players' family are just like, you got to play for Jamaica. And the players' agent like, no, you have more chance in England. There's more commercial opportunities. And the parents are like, And the mother and the daughter and the sister, especially the grandmother, you have to play for Jamaica. So you have those battles going on. People don't seem to realize those battles going on. And some of the players are getting pressure to play for Jamaica, even though they may be on the fence about who to play for. You can't beat the player. Them friends that play for England, them grew up play with them friends in under 17, under 15, under 14. They grew up, they're English, they grew up in England. Just like a person grew up in Jamaica, they want to play for Jamaica, but they may have Asian background, they may be Chinese background or Vietnamese background, Indian background. You can't beat them if they want to play for Jamaica. They were born in Jamaica. The same concept, but we think about it differently because we think we are special and privileged and everybody should want to play for us. And we get upset if they want to go play for the country of their birth, which to me is kind of crazy. But some of them want to play for Jamaica, definitely. J. Ross saying, we're not foolish how some Jamaica think Jamaica is on England level when it comes to who are players. Yeah. Kranky, I have to talk to you later. Hey, Dr. Dan. I'm not people, Dr. Dan, who want to say, I told you so, Dr. Dan. Hey, Dr. Dan. Hey, people, let me just say this. Dr. Dan, I love you coming and saying that, Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan, I really appreciate you saying that. Because I talked to another doctor last week about something who doesn't do hard like you do something else. And we had the conversation. I was telling them, and they were pushing back on me. And I was laughing and thinking, those are the people, not just doctors, lawyers, accountant, doctors who are AI averse and who think that, you know what, it ain't going to affect me. You better embrace it and figure out how you can use it. Don't be one of those people. It's like people from the agrarian society, timeline when it was about farming and then industrial coming on board with all these machinery and they try to push back. I'm sorry. It's a different timeline. We went from agrarian society to one where it's more machinery, industrial. We went to technology. Now we're going to a next level. That's how the life is. You have to embrace and figure out how it's going to benefit you. I have my nephew now thinking, you know what can you do with yourself? Should you go to trade school versus go to college? If you go to trade school, what can you do that won't become obsolete? That's my thought process. Because a lot of things are going to be obsolete. Kranky was in the wilderness. Yeah, hey, Conrad. Me love my wilderness looking at Conrad. Love it. Craig, your turn. Fox pan. No, I love my Reggae Boyz, man. In fact, you know what, people? I may be going to Jamaica to watch the Reggae Boyz play Guatemala because me know certain players that come. So I'm gonna watch them play. So I may be in Jamaica. I'm wondering if I should go as a try to get a media pass or just go a grandstand with my friend them. I may do both. I'm gonna try to do both actually. I wanted to give me a media pass because some people at JFF deal with me well, and some people at JFF don't really want to deal with me at all. So I don't know that go. I'm not go, but I think I'm gonna go to watch a game, people. I have to go to Jamaica to watch a game. A friend of mine who used to push back on Jamaica, he went to Jamaica the other day and tell me like Kranky. Because I've been to Jamaica in a little while and he might say, why am I development like crazy? So I want to see that myself too. So I do want to go down to watch a game actually. Why am I jump me for? I'm not doing nothing for them jump me. See, Owen, come on, man, ciao. Then you have to go call people come a game with me. I don't want to do that. I'm a semester from that now. I don't call nobody come a game with me. I'm going to go game by myself. Do we have an AI Reggae Boyz channel? Just can't imagine. No, we don't have an AI. I don't know if it's an AI Reggae Boyz channel. Chris, between 4 and 5, Chris. Between 4 and 5. Yeah, between 4 and 5. And then see me, they were. You know something. Yeah, some people don't. Yeah, they. I look different. I look. Do I look older or younger? Even with the beard, do I look older or younger? I'm curious actually. I look curious. Am I looking older or younger? Because some you look pan beard, it's supposed to look much older, you know. Cause Guna was a beat me, so me pass, you know. How much hours to drive to Jamaica? May I fly come to Jamaica? Trust me. Actually, I was looking for a flight to come to Jamaica. I didn't realize that flying from New York, the only direct flight I saw was JetBlue. Don't we have other? Because I've been to Jamaica about, I can't tell you how long, since COVID. I'm gonna be honest. I've been locked up like a little prisoner. But anyway, so I'm gonna try to go every year from now. I was supposed to go to Champs and I didn't make Champs because I wasn't feeling well. But anyway, question for you people. Don't we have any other flight from New York to Jamaica direct? I don't fly stops. I don't do this one stop, two stop thing. I'm not in it. I'm not like flights. I'm just one go up and come down. I'm not go up, come down, and go back up. That's not happening. So I only Michael said I look older. Well, that's how we should be. So I don't understand. When I was looking, I saw Delta, I saw American, I saw JetBlue, but JetBlue was the only direct flight I saw to Kingston. I'm sure they have direct flight to Montego Bay, obviously, because it's a tourist site, but I didn't see any direct flights to Kingston. I'm not going to Montego Bay and go up to Kingston. I could get somebody to drive me to Kingston, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna fly to Kingston, spend some days in Kingston, watch a game, go up on the North Coast, go have some fun, and then come back to Kingston and leave. That's what I try to do. Oh, Caribbean airline, yeah, but me not think me fly Caribbean airline. Me see it just set up. Me not think me fly Caribbean. I have a virgin in Florida now. He was on the channel a while ago. He go to Jamaica like almost every week. So I've got a link with him. Yeah, Triple E, new look, Triple E. So I'm gonna figure out if I should keep the beard or not. In fact, for right now, it's working, so I'm gonna keep it. Right now, it's working. But no, seriously, I'm looking forward to the game, and I probably will go to the game. And I may do some media stuff in Jamaica while I go. I haven't figured it out yet. So hang up with my friend, because you know when you do media stuff, you are working on people. You can't enjoy the game, you know. You're busy thinking what you're gonna write, questions you're gonna ask, what you're gonna do. You can't enjoy the game when you go as a media person. And I'm trying to think, should I go as just a fan, go enjoy the game? I have some friends who are probably I'm trying to convince to go down with me and do that. Southwest flight, but does Southwest fly from New York, Sylvester? Or they fly from like the South? But I have to go look into the tickets because I do want to go. Yeah, oh, no, and I assume as much. Now, some friends of mine tell me they're going to buy an apartment in Jamaica. You know? I have some people saying they're going to buy property there, and I have some people saying there's no way in hell. So you have this. Nothing seems straightforward, frankly. Some people are very positive, other people are still negative. So, but it's a crime is going on, so I don't know. Ask some real question and get myself in trouble. That's why I'm Decker. You want to beat me up from a comeback. Get myself in that trouble. I promised I was going to go back to the press conference with the coach now, but I may have to change that if I go down and do that. The Guatemala game is, I think, it's June 10th, and I heard it's playing at National Stadium. Actually. So I do want to go down though and visit. So I have to look into tickets between now and next week. I have to follow up with some friends of mine if they're gonna go. Because if they go, I'll go with them. They can hold my hands on the plane and make me feel comfortable. If we can't get no pill. People, one time I was coming from the UK over the Atlantic, and the plane dropped, and a woman grabbed my hand tight. I just said thank you for holding me. We're in business class though. The woman go across and I say, I know, I understand, I know. I'm not enjoying this either. I'm not enjoying the plane drop like say, boy, I want to go hit the ocean. I think that's from that time, I didn't enjoy flying anywhere. I was like, I hate this. Man grabbed me tight. Like she want my number. She didn't want no number. She was scared. Yeah, it's mainly JetBlue for I noticed that. So I have to go look into it. Caribbean twice with JetBlue. I have to probably go to the JetBlue. Does JetBlue have different classes or it's all one class? Or do they have like premium economy or something? I don't remember JetBlue having like a business class. All right, Deco. We'll see how that works out, Those of you who are flying like I haven't flown JetBlue in more than 10 years actually. Because I have miles with like Delta and American, so I fly where I get freaking fly miles. So yeah, I like to board the plane early when I go to Jamaica because hey, people may go airport one time. So we'll finish the program, people. I went to airport one time. I swear to God, I think the people think they were going to movies in the 70s. Hey, the people at the front desk get mad on the people. The people going to Jamaica, Kingston was going to, not Montego Bay. Them go on next to the plane or leave, you know. Them pile up at the front. They might rush the plane, if you go up on the plane, and you look on them and say, why not embarrass your star? Because I know people want to go on the plane early sometimes to get their bags in get their bags up because some people want to bring stuff on the plane, but then rush the plane like somebody the plane all leave and then have enough seat on the plane. Seriously. Very embarrassing to observe. I'm saying other things about I thought it was back in the 70s when you try to go movie and then pile up at the thing and put up on each other and head to going. No, Chris, I haven't, but a friend of mine told me he's going to buy something there. So I'm wondering. So here's the thing, people. Are people buying properties in Jamaica for what? For like a vacation home? Are they buying for investing? Or are they just buying because they think it's going to go up? So they can sell it back for money? Because I don't... The construction in Jamaica is... Well, I've been told, I haven't been there in a while, is going crazy. And then the amount of money for... Because I've been listening to some Jamaica program, people who work and live there can't afford what they're putting up. So they're not putting up for local people, which also creates animosity, frankly. Nitro say mainly invest in some say both. Okay. Yeah, I mean, people, if you're in Jamaica and you want to buy a house, a nice apartment or a nice house or a condo or a townhouse and you can't afford it, you'll get vexed and say the money come jack at the price. And it's true. Oh, yeah, they do? Okay. I would buy a ticket for an Airbnb vacation. Okay. Yeah. But see, I want to see when I buy them house in a Brando. All the people, hey Brando, enough for the diaspora people that buy up them thing there now. Enough diaspora people that buy a house in Jamaica. Because I know people who have bought a house down there or buying us out there. So diaspora. Why? Me never feel comfortable, BM. Me uncomfortable, like, or I could make any noise. You know, I'm money if you just keep calm, but I felt just uncomfortable. When I play and dropping up people and people start screaming, it's not a good look, you know. If I'm playing it, I'm playing drop and people start screaming. Yes, I look around saying, boy, I take the wrong flight, you know. But I meant take the flight before that one, yeah, if things were the same. So you think, you know, I may leave earlier, but I reach up the station already. When I go through them thing, yeah. That's what me think anyway. Oh, Chris Yellen, I'm done Jamaicans. Okay. Yeah, but the prices are high. I mean, I look at some properties now. I was looking to buy property because I always said that kind of crime team in Jamaica kind of not the best look. But some of the people produce them build. Me never impressed with the build out. Some places are very, very nice. And some I like, you know, if anywhere in the world you go to, similar construct, but some I don't think it's that great and the price doesn't reflect that. Or they say, no, or we're done with the football. We're done with the football. We're closed on the program. We're not doing more than 2 hours anymore now. Not doing more than 2 hours. Anyway, so we'll go to RD and complete the football. RD. Let me just say this. The people hit the like button and hit the subscribe button because we're trying to do more shows now that I'm back. Okay. Now, when I go down, I'm going to stay at the hotel, actually. I know I like Marriott and people tell me about AC, so I got to figure out which one to stay. But, or maybe find some friend to hang out with. But let me just say this. I am looking forward to the World Cup qualifiers. Now I look forward to Unity Cup. Come and understand Unity Cup. World Cup qualifiers and then the Gold Cup. They're not too far from me. I tell the truth right now. Because as I told you, I took the train out to the West, 3 days. I thought about it. So, maybe I take the train and go to the game them. So, I can't bother, man. Can't bother. Because first of all, the train expensive like hell. It's not worth the price. If it was a nicer train with better amenities, I probably would think about it. It's 3 days, but it's not a bad 3 days, people. Food was decent. The people on the train were decent. You have your one room. You observe what takes place. You can surf the net, even though the Wi-Fi is horrible on the train. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about Ravel, by the way, Conrad. I'm not sure Ravel is going to be in the squad. I don't think the coach is into Ravel. I haven't heard anything about it. Oh, don't Warren. That's a good place to lose in a Warren, because then we lock you up, Very careful about that. No, I've never had that happen to me. Actually. I hope it doesn't happen. It's not a good feeling. Yeah, no. The play and drop is not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. But no, in terms of the football, I hope we so here's the thing. If we don't beat Guatemala, then we may be in trouble in terms of where we get. We don't want to be in the Costa Rica zone or the Panama zone, right? We don't want to play. If you think about all of it, the big three plus the other two, we don't want to be in Panama. We don't want to be in Costa Rica. So we need to, and we to avoid, if our ranking drop and Honduras go ahead of us, then we're going to be in one of those two zones. So we need to beat Guatemala and we need to beat BVI to be in that zone. We don't care who is with us. Obviously, they're good teams like Haiti and Honduras and Trinidad, but it's better than trying to beat Costa Rica and try to beat Panama. So we need to win those games. Yeah, look, Chris, I'm telling you, Chris, I don't think people realize that when the US kick us, you know what? The coach really decided that, you know what? I got to change this. I need better players. He was so transparent to me and realizing that, you know what? If I don't get my act together, we ain't going to make no World Cup. So, yeah, Chris, I do think we'll have a good squad. I think we'll have the best players. We may have one or two quota situation, but it won't be material. Look, if the first 18 are your best, then, there are 5, whatever. No, we're gonna have a lot of good players. The players I told you about, it's my understanding that, if the players like the Lewis Baker and the Green would come and the Tyrese Campbell, they'll be, and the Madison, they'll be part of the squad. Because, first of all, it's not every player recommended the coach selecting them. There are players the coach have been recommended to the coach, and the coach look at him and say, I don't fit what I'm trying to do. And some people are saying they're good players, but there's some players the coach is saying they don't fit what I'm trying to do. But there are other players who the coach who will do well with the team. So I am looking forward to the upcoming games. And as I said before, if I can get down to Jamaica for Guatemala, I'll go down and watch the game. And hopefully it's not a Cuba performance, because you see what we did against Cuba. Couldn't score even though they have 10 men. And hopefully we pick the best team and all the players turn up, right? Because I heard Antonio is working really hard to come back. If we can get Greenwood in and Lewis Baker, if you look at the stats for Green and Lewis Baker, Greenwood is better than 1 in 2 goal contribution. In fact, he's probably 1 in 1.2 or 1.3. So every 1.23 games, he has a goal contribution with an assist or goal. Lewis Baker has, throughout his history, been a 1 in 3 player. There's a goal contribution. Not the best defensive midfielder. But he's not a defensive midfielder, but I'm saying playing defense in the midfield is not the best, but his goal contribution is great. Tyrese Campbell is an electric player who can add a lot of value. As you know, Madison is playing well. So it's a good thing in terms of Jonathan Rowe has gotten a lot of playing time at so I'm not sure if he's going to come in. A lot of playing time at Marseille. Come off the bench a lot. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting. I'm looking forward to the players coming in. I'm looking forward to the team. I'm looking forward to the fans coming out. So people, we can't be here beating the JFF and beating the players, and we now got to game them, right? We have to get to the games. We have to support the team. Now, Chris, I agree. He's a good player. Well, the question is who you're comparing Rowe to. There are some people. Let me tell some people. The perspective of people who are in the football community, when a JFF or otherwise, it's really weird sometimes how they assess players. Some people knock. They tell me that they don't. Oh, this player has to play, or this player don't play. And I'm looking at them thinking, maybe I'm not that smart because I don't agree with them. I thought some people sometimes just like, I don't agree with you. Doesn't make any sense to me. And they support certain players who are not producing, and don't ask me why. Michael Sadler, I have no idea. I haven't seen a system of players. Yeah, I think Rowe's about 20-something game time this year. He has a couple goals. But yeah. But no, they tell me about certain players and I'm looking at, like somebody told me a player the other day who had a horrible game. I won't say who. And they said this player has to play every game. And I'm like, and he scored the last game. And I'm thinking, did you watch him play? I support him, but he was awful. So I think the mindset is people lock into certain players and they don't shift their perspective regardless, no matter how bad the player is playing. Now, I'm not saying you should be a bandwagonist because class is class, right? Form can be temporary, but class is class. But some players ain't got either, and some players got one of the two, and some players, they may be class, but they don't produce. So, you have to call it the way you see it. You have to call it the way you see it. But anyway, people, I'm going to go soon. I'm going to say this. I appreciate it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I've taken off about 3 weeks. No, I did one show in the last 3 weeks. So let's say I've only done one show in the last 3 weeks. I'm gonna do more frequent shows. It's good to be here. I have to balance it out because, as I told you, my family is giving me a hard time that because it does take time to prepare for the show. People, you want to come up with the news for the day, or you gotta do research, gotta call people. It does take time. But I do want to do more shows. I'll probably try to work on doing that. Maybe not this week as much, but starting next week, I'm gonna come back in slowly. And I'm getting older because you see my beard. I'm old. So, Kranky, the court don't select Ravel. What was that something to say about? I don't think he's probably gonna be in the team. I don't think he's gonna be in the team. Hey, Sylvester, I hear you. But if you look at Rowe's strengths and weaknesses, the only thing he's deemed to be strength is finishing. The older play, the passing, they're not deemed to be strength. So the coach may not like that, right? He wants more rounded players. So I don't know. We'll see. Chris says, then better CFAS on those players. Yeah, I'm not going to do the comparison, people, but I'll say that the players who want to come in, they're good players. Burna Faso president. He may not be around for long enough, people. When you're giving a lot of pressure to the West and I tell the West to go away, they undermine you. So they got to be they want to be the president. Hey, people, this is funny. I was in California, right? I just say it. And somebody see me, and I'm like, Kranky. I'm looking around thinking, nobody out here know me. What are you talking about? Man said, Kranky, what you say? I say, bless up my youth. So, I have his name written down. I can't remember because I'm getting senile. And he was very, very good, by the way. I was trying to get some Jamaican food, but he said he was far away because, I got to eat my Jamaican food wherever I go to. But I have his name here someplace. I'm going to give him a shout out one of these days. But he was very, very nice to me. He's working at the hotels out there. So Jamaican everywhere. And the program is being seen in different places. That's what that tells me. I don't know about Ben Johnson, actually. I won't comment on Max Aaron, but I don't know about Ben Johnson. I heard Eddie Goodner talking about Ben Johnson. I haven't heard anything about Ben Johnson. My source, so I have sources. Maybe Ben Johnson's pursuing another route. Devon said you can't just select players on past performance if they're not producing. I agree with that, Devon. And by the way, people, Devon Porter should be given a lot of players who should come in that team. Devon involved in getting them in that team. I'm just telling you that right now. Now I was on celebrity. Oh no, I'm not even put that up there, but the man hear me up, and I appreciate the heal up. I'm saying watch your program, and we only have a few subscribers, So I'm surprised. I'm going away, and people say, "Why Kranky?" Because if you have 2 subscribers and you go different places, people are yelling up. Then it's interesting. If they're not subscribed, maybe they watch your program. But no, Devon Porter, and by the way, Devon is not feeding us on a bless up Uncle Devon, because he's been under the weather. But Devon is very involved in recruiting for Jamaica, period, for years. Whether it's senior team, junior team, church team, whatever the team is, Devon involved in recruiting. None of the players who come in, Devon reach out to them, Devon involved in some way, shape, or form. So, but Devon, the JFF, don't give Devon no credit. Even though Devon do much better than enough people in JFF. Than all of them in recruiting. Do better than all of them in recruiting. Let me say that out loud. No cover up business. He does better than everybody else in JFF recruiting, period. No doubt. They don't give him the designation or the recognition because I don't know why they don't do it. I think they have some view of him and what he represents, but what he represents is a patriot who live overseas, who love the country and want the best players to play. Maybe he's upsetting them because they can't get their quota to work as it is. But Devon is very beneficial to the program. He's been instrumental in recruiting players. People like Hayden. I know the coach brought over the line, but Devon been talking to Hayden for 4 years. Devon recruit like how the US recruit Balagan. Take them 2 years. Devon recruit the people, them, talk to them, engage them. When them get hurt, him still engage them like a father figure. And eventually some of them come cross. So bless up Devon and what you do, because me couldn't do about Devon though, because we can't do that. But me appreciate that Devon is doing it. And bless up 1-1. And it's a great thing actually. And hopefully it continues. And Devon, maybe one day we give you the recognition, Devon. I mean, them cannot give you but not publicly undercover thing. We need the thing covered in the public. Bless up Ted Dexter. Yeah. So people, should I dye my beard? No asking of that. Should I dye my beard? I'll tell me if you should dye my beard, because when you look, people say they agree with me look older. I mean, I try to look older than people. I try to retain my youth. Let me rephrase that, because I'm not youth for retain. I try to look young. Put it that way there. See, DC don't tell me, say, no, nobody with see, DC said, no, nobody with the fake thing. Wait, let me see. Make sure I put up DC comment. Yeah, though. All right, should I love it? So, you know what? I'm going to do what DC tell me for though. All right, Chris, I'll do that. Now, if you're in a Marseille squad still, you must be a decent player now. So we have to admit that. If you're in Marseille squad, you must be a decent player. That's how that works. Bless up DJ Fatal. Thanks for joining. But no, I am encouraged by the people who are coming in. I'm encouraged by the coach now getting much more involved than he did before. I'm encouraged by the fact that players are now really getting hyped up because it's crunch time. Now it's crunch time, people. Guatemala crunch time. BVI crunch time. Copa, a good chance for the players to get together. Or Gold Cup, I should say, not Copa. Copa was the year before. So it's a good time for the players to get together and build that camaraderie going forward. Now, everybody push for Russell. I don't know about Russell coming to the team. I don't have that insight. The coach can only pick those, but I only have insight in the people who may be trying to get their papers to come into the team. And even when they get the papers, the coach has to select them. Hey, people, let me just say this before I go. The coach is going to have a very difficult time this time around because he's going to have more players. And he's going to have the battle between some people who are local, who just want local players in the team, and those who just want the best players in the team. It's going to be a problem, people. Suppose you bring in 4 to 6 new players, plus what you had before. You could envision on the field maybe 2 or 1 locally born player at any point in time. Let's say 2 or 3. You'll have Blake, you may have the prodigal son, and you may have Lowe. But it ain't gonna be more than that. Not with new players coming in. Some people don't like that. I would say, given FIFA rules, all the players are citizens, so get over yourself. If the player come in and they're good enough, they should play. Because we're trying to win. We want to go World Cup next year. They're working on them, Rudy. They're not them people. They're working on. As I said, Tyrese Campbell has his citizenship. You have his passport, but the rest they're working on. Some of them are far along. So, Pika, and by the way, Pika, just do your thing, Pika. Get the man in them papers so them can come in our team. We don't want no wall up thing. See, now I don't think he's playing politics. Who is the vagrant impersonating Kranky? Vagrant? You mean the senior citizen before the game? In senior citizen before the game. Dixon may still be in the team, you know. The coach has to play some politics, you know. Don't be very careful. By the way, people, I like Dixon. Let me just say that out loud. I like Dixon as a player, so I'm not gonna knock Dixon. But the fact of the matter is, if Dixon get pick up a Tyrese Campbell, we do have to ask the question. Seriously. I think the players who are coming in, and there may be others who may join them, I think with all those players and the coach get it right, we can go far into the World Cup now. In the squad, Wayne, I think he may bring in Russell. I think Lewis Baker will be in the squad. We already have Hayden. we don't have a lot of exceptional. We don't. The forward line is stacked. Not the forward line. The wing position is stacked. If you have Rowe and Campbell and Bailey and Gray and Cephas, the wing position is stacked. I didn't call Greenwood because I think Greenwood may have to play center forward instead of playing on the right. Because he play on the right, Bailey have to go someplace else because wherever Greenwood wants to play, that's where he play. So you may play Greenwood in the 9 and play Bailey right and Gray left, or the coach may do what they do last time, put Gray in the 10. And if I was start the team, I don't, you know what, I'm gonna pick my team now, but I'll be shocking people who I'm gonna start. Because people would get benched, people wouldn't expect to get benched. Trust me. Because I have people on farm and I pick people based on their reputation. Yeah, we do need a replacement for Bobby Reed. Maybe Russ is the replacement for Bobby Reed. Because Bobby wouldn't get on the forward line. Bobby would have to play midfield. Louis Baker should be our 10. Yeah. Don't disagree, Conrad, but I think Baker is a goal threat, actually. As I said, people, Baker as a midfielder is a 1 in 3 lifetime goal contribution. Go look at his stats on transfer market. Assists or goal. He scores free kicks. He's a dead ball shooter. He shoots from distance. Not the best defender in the midfield. Any people can put them foot in, but offensively, he's good. He's good. Yeah, one thing, but his goal contributions, you can't knock his goal contributions. One of the better ones I've seen, actually. If you have 1 in 3 goal contribution, it says a lot across his entire career. Why not beat Dixon? You know, stop beating up. I'm not like beat Dixon. I'm a Dixon fan, so I can't beat Dixon. But anyway, people, I'm gonna sign out because I have to go. Let me just say this. First of all, it's great being back. I appreciate being back. I appreciate you being here. I'm gonna try to have obviously shows a bit more frequent now than I have. How we Baker get the ball from Hayden and Russell? How we go long like we normally do with Lowe trying to find him. But no, I believe. Look, the ball is gonna be around people. Gray, Bailey, Greenwood, Campbell, Rowe, Cephas. You have 6 quality, 5.5 quality. 1 was a hit and miss. Then you have Hayden, Russell, Baker. They may still throw Palmer in there. And in defense, you will have the Latia of the world, the Low of the world. If Pinnock come back, I don't know what a Maribel and Dexter. It's not a bad team. It's not a bad team. Kranky live stream. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the. You know what? I'm gonna do the Arsenal game tomorrow, Float. I'm gonna do the game. You convinced me. I may do a tandem with my friends from the UK actually, but they normally want to control things. I never figured out with them, so I may do that. Even though I think we're gonna be challenged to win that game, Float. But you know what, Float? You convinced me. I'll do the game tomorrow. Hopefully, I wake up and remember. Oh, no. Hey, people, me love the beer, dinner. You know, you ever try something new and you say, you know what? We can't work with this. Me can't work with this. Trust me, me can't work with this. Me can't work with this. Me can't work with this. So, yes, that's where I am now, people. I'll try this for about a couple of months and see if it works. And then if it don't work, we just go back to being a ball head. So we go to Jamaica. You know what? We should just share it. If we go to Jamaica last time, I'm going to go some market. Then if me a police, you know, I try to cheat me. I try to give me some high price. I say, what not deal with? Oh, officer, we're so sorry, officer. But I try the ball. I try the beer thing still. And we can look like a one professor or something from UE. Try the UE thing. Yeah. I Rasta thing. Hey, I've got the 12 tribe meeting already now. I've gone to 12 tribe meeting to become a member and tell me, I don't want to ball it and run me. So no, I want something from them. I never want to put on Rasta still, but them run me. Now my management, I go Unity Cup, man. I talk about Nitro. Management, I go Unity Cup. That's why I'm not doing show. I'm a manager team, you know, so I go Unity Cup, then I might come World Cup qualified, then I might go Gold Cup. So management up on the road, man. Management on the road. Yeah, me go 12 tribe meeting, man. Hey, people, it's a long time I got to do a long time. So this is the last story I'll say before we're done. We got 12 tribe meeting. The man I talk about it now. It was way back when though. The man I talk was, hey, you know what? I probably shouldn't say. I'll say it anyway. I say, oh, I'm looking man, I'm gonna rub up this and rub up that and appear that the man talk about it now. And man, I say, wait, I don't understand, star. I'm not supposed to have a religious meeting this. And me as a baller today, me out a player, you know, because that friend of mine, she ain't dread. Me as a baller today, now, I say me feel uncomfortable. Me tell no chat, me feel like me say, boy, and I peer dread around me now. I don't beat them time there. Baller. Me not military. We just come out of the military, I think. I say, boy, wrong place. Me there. Can't there at all. Me need something from them though, but never work out. Man, so we not get no baller. I tell them what I need, but I not get no baller. Now work. All right, people. So I'm gonna say good night. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button. Tomorrow we're doing watch along for the Arsenal versus PSG game, and then we probably do another show Thursday. We'll do more frequent show, man. But we have to manage the time because I get beaten on my yard, so we have to manage the time. So join me tomorrow. The beard will still be here. We're not get rid of the beard. Cause DC, if DC like it, then we good. No, it was in Brooklyn. It was in Brooklyn. If DC like my beard, then we good. Me now worry about the other people now. All right. So anyway, people, have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Come join me. The game is at 3 p.m. I may start 2:45. Arsenal play PSG. If you're not work, just turn on the YouTube channel. If you're on the road, just put me on and let's talk some football tomorrow. And by the way, too, Float, if things go well enough, I feel good. Me do the Knicks game tomorrow too. Right? I may do a watch along for the Knicks. I'll be 2 things tomorrow. I will do the game for Champions League, and if I don't feel too tired, I may do the next game too. All right, people. So thank you, people. Have a wonderful evening. It's great being here. Thanks for all the feedback. And remember, people, I'm asking you to check out my website, which will be published early June. And I want your feedback. Do like Kranky. Be harsh with the criticism. Come hard, because me not take it personal. Because only improve the channel. Don't improve the website, right? So the website should be published hopefully by June 1st. Or make a Jamaica, so I may have to publish afterwards. But anyway, in June sometime, I want your feedback. The layout, the content, the whole work. Hopefully, me have time for putting up article on the website so you can read them. All right. What Flo said, Mr. Flo said, you will be Boston relying on 3 things, maybe 2. Nah, it's gonna be a tougher game tomorrow. They're gonna be driving to the basket tomorrow, which is gonna get us in foul trouble. What they didn't do smart was, if you're shooting threes, they're not getting people in foul trouble. We got in foul trouble without them even shooting, driving to the basket. So you know that Tone's gonna get in foul trouble. Brooklyn can run without Brooklyn. Without Jamaica, but I'm calling it Brooklyn. Jamaica with them. When me leaving everybody around me there, I did it. But anyway, people, have a good evening. Thanks for being here. I am out. Peace out. Later. Kranky life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Kranky life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Kranky life, kill them. Kranky life, heed them. Kranky life, want them. Kranky life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Kranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Kranky life, kill them. Kranky life, heed them. Kranky life, want them. Kranky life. Kranky life where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Kranky life, get to know the name because Kranky analysis is never lame. Kranky life, give me my Kranky life. I want my Kranky life. Must have my Kranky life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Kranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Kranky life. Kill them, Kranky life. Heed them, Kranky life. Want them, Kranky life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Kranky Live. Tune into Kranky Live. Like up Kranky Live. Subscribe to Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Coming to you on weekdays. Kranky Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Kranky will always bring the heat. Kranky Life. Me say fi tell them Kranky Life. Me say fi eat them Kranky Life. On them Kranky Life. Kranky Life will be around. Kranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi eat them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi eat them. Want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Kranky Life. Kranky Life. Kranky. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Eat, want, eat them.